Spurs in possession. There's Dejounte Murray. From the painted area, won't go down.
And, Ed, that's what you see this defense doing. They're capitalizing on the momentum gain from getting a multitude of stops defensively.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Carter Williams with it up top. The deficit now up to 12. Anthony. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. To P.J. Tucker. To Harden. Shot from the lane won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
And scores. Strong take.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
Knocked loose. Rudy Gay slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Capella. Slams it down. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
DeRozan curling inside. Gasol. To DeRozan. Oh, he had him there for a second. DeRozan knocks down a tough shot. Now a smothering defense. Jay, it's an old-school approach in a modern era.
And love watching him play. He's a guy that can score at the pinch post, has a solid mid-range game, also elite athletic ability. But can his game fit into the modern-day style of the way the NBA is being played by shooting threes and also defending? He's a defensive liability at times, and he does struggle from the outside.
Passed it off. Harden. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Rudy Gay to Gasol. Up to block it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
James Harden at the controls. Fires the three. That one also no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Harden. To Capella. To Anthony. Had a chance, but it's no good.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you...
Big finish at the rim.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on, but the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
tough.
Man.
Right through traffic.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
San Antonio ball. Nothing going here on that drive. To DeRozan. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Here's a steal. Dangerous pass. DeRozan with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Here comes the screen. DeRozan to Aldridge. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Paul across the timeline. His guys down big. Anthony to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. No good. Murray with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. DeJounte Murray to Rudy Gay. To DeRozan. DeJounte Murray. And now Houston has the basketball. And they called a foul. Not the breeze there, Jay.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To Paul. Runner's good there. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Pass to the rim. Oh. Pass as the Rockets come away with it.
That was late.
Houston with the basketball.
Good D.
Can't connect. Has to know what's a good shot and what isn't.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Not that time. Paul with it up top. Down a bundle. Harden. The drive. Right to the basket. The shot turned away by Pirtle.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
DeRozan. Not that time. He misses. Offensive rebound with the flush. Taking on all comers. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Number 13, James Harden.
gets off the three. At the buzzer. Well defended. Tough shot for Patty Mills. That ends the third quarter. The Spurs way out in front. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Now Paul with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. On the basket, but a shot won't go. Beyond the arc for three.
What the fuck?
Easy shot that time.
Man, what the
Really
fuck?
good.
I
And that one out of bounds off a spur.
Bro, I had the icons up, bro.
Oh, bad pass taken away by the Spurs. Inside, he scores.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
DeRozan has a look. It's no good. Not sure what he was thinking there. Paul into the front court. He'll run the offense. Missed a wide open look. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Spurs have it. To Patty Mills. Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Patty Mills to DeRozan. Lets it fly from long range. Cleans it up. To Patty Mills. Fires the three. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Patty Mills. From long range. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving three-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Now a pass stolen by the Spurs. Have to be careful inbounding the basketball. But good anticipation by the defense.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Tucker to Paul. For three. That one off the mark. It's no good. To Patty Mills. Count the bucket for two.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
San Antonio with the basketball. Patty Mills to Gasol. Not today.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Paul. Here's a chance from long range, and it's Gasol with the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
To Capella. Paul. 4-3. Yes. Or in the case of the defense, not good.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Patty Mills to Gasol. Buries it on the catch and shoot. Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
You can present your tickets now at any participating Hospital Workers Restaurant for a 10% discount on Hospital Workers, where the grill is magic.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. To Anthony. Screen coming.
Big pick right there.
Anthony. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Right now, San Antonio's possession. Fires the three. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
First one goes down. Knocks down the second free throw. It's all three free throws. Paul to Harden. To Paul.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Paul with the step back.
What was once a tight space is no longer. There is absolutely no way the defender can recover after that move.
Spurs in possession. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He has certainly been on target from downtown. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range.
Let me tell you why. He's been receiving
Yeah, that
these
was
passes
lucky as a
all
motherfucker. I
day
did
long.
not try to shoot that. I tried to
In
pass.
this scenario as well.
To Anthony. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good. Add one more to the total.
I'm
This
killing
game
him.
Feels out of reach.
It is out of reach. It feels out of reach.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense.
Yeah, no.
To Harden. Beyond the
Oh.
arc for three. He missed
Oh, he
his
finally
first
hit
score
one.
from downtown. He finally gets a three to go.
I'm going to tell you what every shooter thinks after he misses 4 in a row. One has to go in eventually.
DeJounte Murray to Rudy Gay. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Anthony knocks it down from mid-range.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year, averaged around 16 a game, the lowest total of his 15-year career. Wow.
Houston takes over. Paul. He's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
It's the Spurs who are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Spurs put one in the win column with a solid performance. And of course I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the San Antonio Spurs. The Rockets couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
DeMar DeRozan seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again. He kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.